Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's April and I'm the Wolf Ranch Girl. Okay, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be looking at video 3 out of the remote or online education series. So today what we're going to do is go in and set up a Google Classroom that I'm actually going to use as a professional development venue for the teachers and staff in our school district. So I'm going to flip you guys over and record my screen, and we're going to create this classroom.
Welcome to my computer. So what I have done is I've just gone from my desktop area into Google Chrome, and I've logged into my Gmail account, and I am logged in under my school account. So I'm going to use this account in this training video because I'm actually creating a classroom that we are going to use in our district. So from here, I'm going to click on the waffle or the Google Apps button, and I'm going to scroll down until I see Classroom. Okay, so now we are looking at my actual school dashboard on my Google Classroom area. So I have several classrooms that are listed here. Some of them are professional development classrooms that I am a part of. Some of them are classrooms that I utilized last year, and I just haven't archived them yet. But it doesn't matter how many classrooms you have, whether you have several classrooms on your dashboard or whether you have zero. To add a classroom is very, very easy. So across the top, let's just kind of get acclimated here. If you look directly underneath your address bar, you should have a banner heading that says Google Classroom. Right next to that, this is where you can control your what you're seeing on your dashboard. So I'm looking at all of my classes. I can also click on calendar, which is going to bring up any assignments that I have posted and that are due, which obviously I don't have any in here at this point in time. And then if I go back to that area over on the left side, it also is going to show me all of the classes that I am teaching. Okay, and then if I keep scrolling down, all of the classes that I am enrolled in. I also have an option to look at past classes that I've archived, and then my settings. So we don't need to do anything there except for view our classes. Then if you look over to the right side where you have your profile picture and your Google Apps button or the waffle, you have a plus sign, and this is what you're going to click on to create or join a class. So we're going to click on this, and we are going to choose a class or choose to create a class. So we'll click on that, and it's going to bring up your class information that is required. And so I'm going to name this Remote/Online Learning PD, and it's going to be Classwork School District number 14, and then I'm going to go ahead and leave the subject in the room blank. So then I'm going to click on Create. It's just going to take a few seconds, and the classroom will be created. All right, so here we go. So I have this lovely burnt orange banner across the top. It tells me that I am looking at the Remote/Online Learning PD class for SFSD 14. And right below here, right below where it says SFSD 14, this says class code, and it gives you a unique code for your classroom. This is the code that you are going to give students or whoever it is that you want to add as a student in this classroom. So they can go to classroom.google.com, click on the plus sign, and then it will say join class or create class. They will click on join class, and then they will put in this code. Okay? You can also create a Meet link that is the same link for this classroom all the time. We're not going to look at that right now. What I am going to do is take you through selecting a theme. So there are several different themes that you can choose from. There's just some general artistic type themes, and then you have different categories: English and history, math and science, arts, sports, and then other. And they used to have some that were more like pictures. So these are kind of cute. Okay, so I'm just going to pick one, and then I'm going to click select class theme, and then you're going to see that banner change. All right, so I did create a banner. You can create custom banners in Photoshop or in Google Draw. And what you need to know about that is that your banner needs to be 1000 pixels wide by 250 pixels tall. So I'm going to click on upload photo, and then I'm going to select a photo from my computer that I have already created. Here it is. PD banner open. So I just used a photograph that was taken by one of our staff members, and then I resized it to the appropriate size. So I go ahead and adjust it. So this is what I'm going to see on my banner, and then I'll go ahead and click on select class theme, and it should load in the background. Now, I just did this very quickly. I could have created something a little bit more intricate, but I wanted to just show you guys how to do a custom one as opposed to an available theme. So whoever logs in and joins my classroom, this is what they're going to see. I try, when I'm doing this for my actual classes, to color code. So I might have first hour blue, second hour yellow, third hour green. And then all of my assignment banners or my quiz banners will have that same color. And that just kind of is how my brain works. You definitely do not have to do it that way. But that's kind of how I try to do it. And I don't do custom themes or custom banners for all of my classes, but sometimes it's fun to do. And so this is a professional development classroom for teachers in my district. So I wanted to do something that had the pony pride or pony territory on it because we are the South Fork Ponies. So the first thing that you are going to see, whether you're a teacher or a student, is your stream, which works just like your newsfeed in Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click to add just a welcome to this class or this classroom message in the stream. Whoop. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to put a short message in, and then I can choose what classes I want this to appear on. So if I only want this to be for the remote online learning class, I can choose that. Or if I want to add this to the stream for several of my other classes, I can add those as well, which is awesome because you weren't able to do that in the past. You'd have to go to each of your classes or your class subjects to put in a general information stream post. So that is really nice. In addition, if I had individual students joined into this classroom, I could choose to show this to only those students or to all students. So I'm just going to choose all students. If I wanted to add some sort of a material, for instance, a link out to a website or a file of some kind or a YouTube video or a Google Drive link, I could click on the attachment button and add something from there. I can also click on the drop down next to the post button over on the right side, and I can schedule this so that it posts at a later time, which is also awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and click on post. Okay, so from here, I'm going to click on Classwork across the top, and we're going to create a few categories. So this is where you can assign assignments, or you can create materials, ask a question, create a Google quiz right from here, or you can create topics, and that's what I want to create right now. So I'm going to click on the plus sign to create and then topic, and then I'm going to name my topic. So my first one is going to be classroom info, and I'm going to click on add. Okay, so now I have a topic. Okay, so I have added 3 topics to my classroom, and I may change them in the future. I'm just having a hard time deciding what to call everything. So some of the things that our teachers have asked about are things like Google Classroom, Bitmoji Classroom, and then I have done a few other videos. The first 2 videos more are technology explanations rather than how-tos for a specific topic. So that's what I'm going to add in here. So what I have done is I pulled up a step-by-step list or instruction page of how to create a custom Google banner for your classroom or a classroom theme. And so I'm going to right click on the address in the bar, and I'm going to choose copy, and I'm going to go back into my classroom, and then underneath Google Classroom, what I want to do is add a material. Go back to the Classwork tab, click on create, and then I'm going to click on material, because it's information that I want the people that are a part of the classroom to see, but it's not necessarily an assignment. So I'm going to type how to create a custom classroom theme. And then in the description, I'll put, please follow the link to access step-by-step directions for creating a theme for your classroom. I guess it's a custom theme. And then I'm going to click on add link, and then I'm going to right click and choose paste, and that's going to add the link. Then I have the option for what classes I want to post this to, which I just want to do remote and online learning, what students I want to see it, and then this is where you categorize the material. So under topic, I'm going to choose Google Classroom, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose post. I can click on the drop down arrow here and schedule it, save this as a draft, or discard it, but we're going to choose post. Okay. So then when I'm back in my Classwork tab and I scroll down, it's telling me I have a little screen pop up that says material created, and then underneath the topic Google Classroom, I have a material for how to create a custom classroom theme. Okay, so then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a YouTube video underneath the technology explanations. So I'm going to click on create, and then again I'm going to choose material, and then I'm going to say what's the deal, Chromebooks versus PCs. And then from here, I want to click on YouTube, in the YouTube search, I just went ahead and put Chromebook versus PC. And then if I scroll down, I can see here is my video. I'm going to click on that and then click on add. Then I can see the link to my video is here. And if I want to put something in the description, I can, but I'm not going to right now. I am going to add this to the technology explanation topic, and then I'm going to click on post. Okay. So I have now added underneath technology explanations 2 materials which actually link out to YouTube videos. And then underneath Google Classroom, I've added a material that links out to a website for how to create a custom classroom theme. And then I'm going to click in create and add a question. Do you plan to use a Bitmoji classroom? And then I'm going to change this to multiple choice, and I'm going to add a yes answer, a no answer, and then a maybe answer. Okay. And since this is a question, I can choose for this to actually be worth points, or I can say, no, I don't want it to, I want it to be ungraded. So I can click there, choose ungraded, no due date, or I can add a due date. And then I can also add it as a topic under Bitmoji Classroom. And then I can choose for people to say, or to the people in the classroom, excuse me, to be able to see the class summary. So how many people are saying yes, no, or maybe. And then I'm going to click on ask. And so now I can see underneath my 3 topics, I have materials posted in 2 of the topics and a question posted underneath Bitmoji Classroom. So now when I go back to the stream, then it is going to show a list of everything that I have done. So students will log on and be able to see in the stream that you've added a new material for them to look at, or in this case, added 3 materials for them to look at, and also a question. So to answer the question, they can just click on it, and then since I am the person that's asking the question, it's not showing me an option to answer it. But if I look up at the top, there is a question tab and a student answers tab. So if I want to get back to my actual class, I can just click on the class link, and that is going to take me out to the stream. So for people across the top, if I wanted to add a co-teacher, I could actually invite a person. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to invite our network administrator, because he may need to add some technical information regarding remote learning. So I'm adding him as a co-teacher. And then for the students, I can actually click on invite student and invite them 1 email address at a time, or I can go ahead and copy this class code and then go into an actual email and send it to all of the students at once, and say, please go to your classroom, click on the plus sign, click on join class, and put in this code so that you can join the classroom. And that is what I'm going to do for my teachers. Now, if you were having students in a classroom in person and you were displaying this to them, or if you were on a Meet, you could just display your screen and then you would be able to show this to the students and they would be able to see it and then just add it from there. So however you're comfortable with working that. And then grades, the grades tab, I don't have any students, but it will pop up in a table format showing the students down the left side and the assignments across the top. And you can go in and look at and assign grades here. And I will add that, I will do a tutorial on that once I have some students in here. And that is how you add a classroom.
Okay, and that is how you create a Google Classroom. I hope that that was useful for you and that I made it a little bit easier and took a little bit of stress away from your life. So I would like to talk a little bit specifically about elementary grades or self-contained classrooms where you have one teacher who is teaching multiple subjects. There's a couple of different ways that you can utilize Google Classroom. How I would do it, just because I think it would be easier for the students and for the parents, is if I was, let's say, a fourth grade teacher or a third grade teacher. My son is in third grade. If I was a third grade teacher, I would create one classroom, Mrs. Wolf's third grade class. And then I would go into the topics and I would create a reading topic, a math topic, a social studies topic, a science topic, a writing topic. And then for each of those topics, I would go ahead and put my assignments or my materials under each of those topics. That is going to give you one central location where your students can log in, where your parents can log in, and they can see everything about everything that you're teaching those kiddos right from that one spot. If you don't want to do it that way, you can create multiple classrooms per topic. So you can have a math classroom, and then that all of your students would have to join in to that math classroom, and it would only be about math. And then you create a reading classroom, and all of your students would have to join into that classroom, and it would only be about reading. So you really have to kind of evaluate how your brain works, how the parents in your grade level, the kids in your grade level would be able to navigate how you're setting up your topics in your classroom, and figure out what would work best for them. So, but that's what I would do. I would do one classroom and then create the different topics so that those younger kiddos have an easier time. Now, I'm a high school teacher, so I have multiple classes. I have 7 different classes that have all different students in each of those classes. So I'm going to have a resource management class, and then everything that I teach under resource management is going to be divided into topics for that class. And then I have an accounting class. So I'm going to have a separate classroom for accounting, for resource management, for Info One, for yearbook, so on and so forth, because I'm going to have different students all throughout those days anyway. And this is something that you guys can utilize whether you're doing remote learning or whether you're just trying to integrate technology into your classroom. So the reason to use Google Classroom is because it puts the responsibility onto your students. Now, I love the kids and I have a heart for them, and I really want to baby them and make things easier for them. But we're doing a disservice if we do those things to our students. Parents, if you just want the teachers to make everything easier for the kids, you're doing your kids a disservice, because they need to be able to move through technology, and they need to be able to access their classes and access their assignments um, on their own, not without help, but on their own. They need to have that sense of self-responsibility and pride in themselves, that they are accomplishing something without us having to constantly be helping them. So that is something that is huge, and that is something that Google Classroom allows us to give our students. So we teach them how to use the tools, and then we make items available to them, and they can access them over and over and over without us having to constantly make copies or constantly reference them to those materials. So it's really helpful. And if I can have my third grader do it when he was in second grade, then you can have your kids do it too. I believe in you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that this is positive and productive and it helps you navigate this crazy life that we're in as teachers, or as anybody that wants to deliver content to a group of people, maybe through church or maybe through a social group, a book club, anything like that. Google makes Classroom available to anybody that has a Gmail account, so it's not just limited to the educational community. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content when I post it, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. And if you want to get notified when I upload new content, click on that bell notification that is somewhere around the screen. So I hope that you guys have a great day and that your upcoming school year prep is going well. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.